Hey there, science fans! Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating questions about our world. Ever looked up at the sky on a sunny day and wondered, why is it blue? It's a question that has intrigued curious minds for centuries. It's not just a random choice, you know. The blue sky is a result of some amazing science at work. It's all thanks to some super cool science happening way up high. The atmosphere, which is the layer of gases surrounding our planet, plays a huge role in this. You might be surprised to learn that sunlight, which looks white or yellow to us, is actually made up of all the colors of the rainbow mixed together. Imagine a beam of sunlight as a bundle of different colors traveling together. Think of it like a giant box of crayons, each color ready to shine. When sunlight passes through a prism, it splits into its component colors, just like how a rainbow forms after a rain shower. Now get this. The air around us isn't empty. It's filled with all sorts of tiny particles and molecules. It's filled with tiny particles like dust, water droplets, and even gases. These particles are so small that we can't see them with the naked eye, but they have a big impact on how we see the sky. And guess what? These tiny particles love to play with sunlight. When sunlight hits these particles, it gets scattered in all directions. So when sunlight enters our atmosphere, it bumps into these tiny particles and gets scattered in all directions. This scattering causes the light to spread out and fill the sky. That's how we get light all over the place, even in the shadows. The blue color of the sky is due to a phenomenon called Rayleigh scattering, where shorter wavelengths of light, like blue, are scattered more than longer wavelengths, like red. So next time you look up and see that beautiful blue sky, remember the incredible science that's making it happen. It's a big surprise hidden in plain sight. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Sunlight, as we see it, is actually a combination of many colors. When it passes through the atmosphere, it encounters various particles and gases. Remember those colors in sunlight? They each play a unique role in creating the beautiful scenes we witness every day. Well, each color has a different wavelength. These wavelengths determine how the colors interact with the atmosphere. Think of it like different sized waves in the ocean. Just as ocean waves vary in size and strength, so do the wavelengths of light. Blue and violet light have the shortest, choppiest wavelengths. These short wavelengths are more energetic and can scatter more easily. And guess what those short wavelengths are really good at? They excel at scattering when they hit tiny particles in the air. Bouncing off those tiny particles in the air, this scattering causes the sky to appear blue during the day. It's like a game of pinball up in the atmosphere. The light bounces around, hitting particles and scattering in all directions. Red and orange light, on the other hand, have longer, lazier wavelengths. These longer wavelengths don't scatter as much. They just cruise through the air like they own the place, not bothering to bounce around as much. This is why we see red and orange hues during sunrise and sunset. So, because blue and violet light are scattered everywhere by those tiny particles, we see the sky as blue. The shorter wavelengths dominate the scene. It's like the blue light wins the scattering game and floods the sky with its color. This scattering effect is what gives us the beautiful blue sky we enjoy on clear days. You might be wondering, but wait, if violet light scatters even more than blue, why isn't the sky violet? Well, that's because our eyes are actually better at seeing blue light than violet light. Plus, sunlight has more blue light than violet light to begin with. So, even though violet light is up there scattering like crazy, our eyes just don't pick it up as much. So, next time you're outside on a clear day, take a moment to appreciate all that scattered blue light. It's a beautiful reminder of the amazing science happening right above our heads. Section 4. Sky's the limit? Not really. We often say the sky's the limit, but did you know that the sky we see actually has a limit? It's a common phrase that suggests endless possibilities, but in reality, the sky is just a part of our atmosphere. It might feel like it goes on forever, but it doesn't. The sky is a finite layer that surrounds our planet, giving us the illusion of an endless expanse. The sky, or what we call the blue sky, is really just the part of the atmosphere where air is dense enough to scatter sunlight effectively. This scattering of light is what gives the sky its beautiful blue color during the day. This layer is actually pretty thin compared to the size of the Earth. When you look up, you're seeing just a small part of the atmosphere that wraps around our planet. Think of it like a thin blanket wrapped around a giant beach ball. The blanket represents our atmosphere and the beach ball is Earth. The beach ball is Earth, and the blanket is our atmosphere. This thin layer is crucial for life. providing us with the air we breathe and protecting us from harmful solar radiation. The blue sky is just the bottom layer of that blanket where all the scattering action happens. Above this layer, the atmosphere becomes thinner and thinner until it fades into the blackness of space. Section 5. Our atmosphere, Earth's personal bubble. Speaking of the atmosphere, let's talk about this amazing layer of gas that surrounds our planet. It's like our own personal bubble, protecting us from the harshness of space. This bubble of air is what gives us the air we breathe, keeps us warm, and even protects us from harmful radiation from the sun. It's pretty important stuff. The atmosphere doesn't just stop at a certain point though. It gradually gets thinner and thinner as you go higher until it eventually fades into the emptiness of space. There's no clear dividing line where the atmosphere ends and space begins. It's more like a gradual transition zone. Section 6. Earth, meet universe, universe, Earth. Now, let's put things into perspective. We've talked about the sky and the atmosphere, but what about the universe beyond? Well, get ready to have your mind blown. Compared to the vastness of the universe, our planet is like a tiny speck of dust. The universe is so big it's almost impossible to imagine. Think of the biggest thing you can imagine: a mountain, a city, the entire Earth. Now imagine something billions of times bigger than that. That's still just a tiny fraction of the universe. Section 7. Keep looking up. So, there you have it. The sky is blue because of the way sunlight interacts with our atmosphere, and the universe is mind-bogglingly huge compared to our little planet. Isn't it amazing to think about all the incredible science happening right above our heads? Every time you look up at the blue sky, remember that you're looking at a tiny piece of a much, much bigger picture. And hey, if you want to learn more about space, science, and all sorts of other cool stuff, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got tons of fun and educational videos waiting for you. Keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop asking questions.